1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I don't know if anyone is joining me yet or if anyone will be joining me tonight, but we should be live and we should be good on all of the streams. I'm going to go ahead and switch over here. Wow, okay. Okay, so welcome to class tonight. And I am okay. So welcome to class tonight. My name's Baxter, and this is our Monday night dojo class, and it's not on YouTube. Okay, cool. I don't know what's going on with that. You should be able to hear it across the board, everybody. But anyway, welcome to the dojo class. This is just, or not just, but what I'm really doing on this Monday night is teaching sort of how I normally teach back home. And for me, hooping is a practice. It's something that it changes all the time. It's probably super irregular as far as what happens each session, but it's regular in that I have those sessions, and that just I am a big believer in just being in the hoop and treating it like you would doing yoga. And one of the struggles that I've always had with the Monday night classes, not here, but just over their history, I've been teaching them for 15 years, is coming up with like themes, or not themes so much, but with an emphasis. And so it's kind of cool to just sort of bow into like a yoga class type of thing. Like you wouldn't call your yoga teacher up and say, what are you going to be working on today to determine whether you'd want to go, right? Like some of the thrill of it and some is sort of what the instructor is teaching that day lands with you, and it can be very sort of revealing. So anyway, with tonight, I've got a few things. Well, one, the playlist is not going to be on SoundCloud tonight, and it's coming straight from my music. So if anything should happen if I'm live on Facebook, can somebody let me know? I can't tell if I actually am, but if anybody is there, even if you don't want to take the class, just let me know. Anyway, so I've got some exercises. We're going to do a guided flow class tonight, and this is where I play a song that I like, and then I suggest a way to move to the song. Of course, you can do anything you want to the song. Okay, cool. Okay, so there are some Facebook people here. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Just trying to make sure I got everybody. Okay, cool. And I'm hoping you guys are digging the new setups and everything. Like, let me know if the picture's cool tonight. This camera looks a lot different than the one we're going to be using. Okay, sweet. Okay, everybody's here from Facebook. All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate that. So, apologies for getting distracted sometimes by this stream thing, but I'm totally new to this. The other day I was in my hoop. Actually, yesterday I was in my hoop, and I was like, I really understand TV crews now, and I understand why it takes so many people to run a TV show, because I could really use some like writers, a costume person, maybe some makeup. So anyway, oh, interesting. Okay, so I'm not on YouTube. That's wild. All right. Anyway, I want to go ahead and get started with class. Tonight we're doing guided flow, so we're going to be moving through a lot of different exercises, and then you can bow out of whatever exercises you want. I'm sorry I'm getting distracted here. Kelly is telling me that I'm not streaming on YouTube right now. It says I have 5 viewers, so hopefully that's true. Okay. You are on YouTube. Okay, cool. Let's move on. Thanks for everybody pitching in, though. I really do feel like I'm on an island out here. Okay, so I wanted to just sort of frame the class right now by just just sharing with you that I have been hooping since 2001. And of course, you know, over all that time, my life has taken like ups and downs and twists and turns, and things that I didn't see happening happened, and things that I thought would happen didn't. And you know, it's been this, you know, my life has been the same ride that I'm sure yours has been on. And one of the things that I did, just sort of, it happened that way, was I took my hoop with me through that whole ride. Like, I took my movement practice with me through my whole ride. And it really helped me to not only like express myself and feel those emotions, but to also just realize that it's a ride. That, you know, it was like, you know, the hoop was the one constant, you know, and my practice became the constant. And so then I could really see how much I was different from sort of, you know, day to day or month to month or crisis to crisis. And so, you know, I guess what I'm saying is that I just really want to, especially if you're new, really encourage you to have a sad hoop. Like, to have a moment like, you know, if you're coming off of a loss, to get into your hoop or whatever feels good to you. Because some of those hoops, and I don't know if any hoopers have ever experienced this, but sometimes when you are really sad and you hoop or express yourself, you can have these incredibly powerful moments, you know. And nobody like wants to be sad, but one of the things about sadness is that if you think about it, it is one of the most authentic moments you're having, you know, because you're really sad, you know, like when you're hurt, you're kind of feeling like, especially like if you're big hurt, you know, like a breakup or something, and that hurt is so, it is directly to who you mostly are or have been. And so it's a very authentic moment. And so even if it's a painful place to be in, a lot of times the art that emerges from that has this just innate authenticity to it, you know, and that whole real recognizes real thing. I think that's why a lot of us like sad songs even when we're not sad, because the person wrote them from this authentic place, and even though it was painful, they were in touch with, you know, the deepest parts of them in that moment. All right. I'm going to get up and get going now. So like I said before, the music is not on SoundCloud tonight. This is coming out of my stereo. So, or my stereo. How 46 is that? It's coming out of my music. And if it gets taken down, check out YouTube. Oops, nope, not that YouTube. Check out YouTube or Twitch. Okay, here we go. This is my new color scheme. Okay. I really hope that you guys are actually swaying when I do these sways, because if you're just watching me, it's going to make me feel awkward. Okay. All right. Big audible breath in. Oh, hey, everybody. Thanks for saying hi. I forgot to mention that. All right, so I'm going to try something really weird with you right now, and I know it's going to be kind of hard to do this, but we're going to start off with a couple. You're fine to. My housemate's taking this with me. You're fine to chill there. It's not necessarily a movement thing. And this might be a little tricky, but I want to give you a chance, if you can, to move in silent sway. A sway is the opening movement that we do. It's a free form time. You can stretch, whatever you need to do. And we're going to do about a minute or a minute and a half of silent sway. So I'm going to go blindfold. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. What you realize is that there is no such thing as a silent sway. What's becoming silent is you, and what's becoming louder are all the things that your own thoughts drown out. And so to let you hear, I encourage you, invite you to focus on your breathing. Don't even pretend that there's music. Rather, just listen. Audible breath in to begin. Audible breath in. I love silent sway, and I just wanted you to try it. And it's totally cool if it's not your thing. We're going to move into a sway with music. Good. The reason I played this song tonight is because sometimes when I am stuck in my own head and I am trying to get out of it, one of the easiest and best ways to get out of my head is to listen to a song and try to let that song animate me. Animate means to bring to life. And so I try to be as many tones or sounds as I can be. And let the rhythm that I'm hearing create the movement that I'm doing. Audible breath in. Sometimes we ask the universe for so many clues that we forget to listen for the answers. Audible breath in. Open. constriction that some of you may be feeling is real, breathe into it. Breathe into it. In the way that water softens sand, breathe into it. Tried to focus on breathing out of one nostril, to inhale through one nostril. It can be quite illuminating. Also, again, I invite you, if you're not already, to explore your full range of motion. Awake, 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 awake. Audible breath in. Sweet. Okay. Thank you guys for that. I hope you enjoyed that little sway for us. I understand. Thich Nhat Hanh says you should have a breathing room. I think that's why we keep hoop rooms around, right? Sorry, that's... Oh, gosh, hold on. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. So, we're going to move, as I said, this is a guided flow class, so we're going to move just into flowy things. And the first thing we're going to do is something I do quite often in my local classes, which is basically to start off with a slower free hoop. So we're going to take that sway energy you just had, and we're going to let you kind of see, some free flow with it. I'll be talking to you a little bit. That's the guided part. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Thanks for chiming in. I really appreciate the comments. I appreciate the shares. Maybe it could be a little bit louder, I think. So let's just say I just had a great sway, I'm feeling good, and Baxter has just told me to move any way that I want to. So what I would want to do is start with any movement that feels good and do that thing. And if you are so distracted that you don't know what to do, then I always recommend moving in a more, well, what we call warrior style, which is just turning a lot. Sometimes when you're bored and you turn the whole body, it wakes up your creativity. This is a free movement song. Personally, I really needed that sway. Thank you for joining me. In Quakerism, they believe that the voice of that higher power is a still small voice, not a booming, thunderous voice, but something small. For me, flow, I like to think of my flow voice that way. That it's subtle, and that it's not always speaking. But I listen for it. If you're just joining us, we're doing a free movement to open us up. Tonight's class is a guided flow class, which means I make suggestions. You can take or leave those. That's better. What's your body enjoying right now? Has it found something yet? If not, then keep listening. And if it has, then let that voice guide you. Said once. The interviewer asked him if he would ever worried he would run out of ideas. If he had ever sat down to create and nothing came out. And Philip Glass said, I've had those moments, but I just have to have faith that the well is there. That it's not dry. That it cannot run dry. I just have to trust that it's there. If I can impart one lesson to beginning hoopers, it's to trust that your flow voice is there. And the only one that needs to recognize it is you. open, open, open. I don't know why, but that sway has got me feeling flowy. It's kind of easy to hear the voice right now. Into the more of the guided flow part of this, and remember that you can pretty much take or leave whatever you want. Oops, sorry. There we go. But you can take or leave whatever you want from the exercise, and you don't have to do it. Obviously, I'm not watching you. But for our first exercise, we're going to move into what I call rolling. And I'm excited at rolling/weaving. I'm kind of excited to see what this feels like for me, because that sway has got me feeling kind of open. It's sort of easy for me to feel kind of gooey. All right, so if you're new to Hoop Path, basically rolling just means anything, I mean really just anything off the body, essentially, is rolling. But honestly, what we want to focus, or what I'm suggesting, is that you focus on the actual rolling of the hoop with the occasional weave thrown in. I've got my lights on a dimmer now. Okay, so rolling. And I'm going to feel for that flow voice, just as I was doing before. I've had a bunch of massage therapists tell me that vertical rolling on your forearm, or really anywhere, that it releases, that it massages, and that it opens. And there's a lot of massage therapists that are hoopers, but they've all encouraged me to spread that to people, to give people that sensation. Again, if any of the streams come down, you can find me on YouTube, and you can find me on Twitch. Taking the slow body roll. Ooh. Well. If you're a total beginner, you know, just working the weave can be really zen-like. Do you remember that one? Don't worry about it. It's a flow class. It's a flow class. hope you're having a good start to your week. I tested negative for COVID today, so I'm feeling a little relieved about that. Thank you guys for all your support. Audible breath in. So the idea of a guided flow class is I give you a suggestion, and then you're essentially given like 3 or 4 minutes to play with that suggestion and find your connection to it. Oh, I was digging this the other night. I forgot about this. The magic floating hoop. Uh-oh, don't listen to this. Don't listen. This is not the next song. Sweet. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're with me still. And yeah. Actually, maybe we should bring that one in. All right, let's do a little core hooping, just to kind of mix things up a little bit. Well, wait a minute. Yeah, let's do core some core. Yeah, if you're a beginner, and I think the experienced hoopers, if there are any on the class right now, will tell you this. The sooner that you can get into moving your hands, the better. That beginner hoopers like to T-Rex because they're focused there. But what happens is that creates locks all over the body. And those locks get in the way of your flow. That voice that we're talking about, they get in the way of that. And for me, and I think for a lot of people, your flow likes receptive arms and receptive postures. And so if I just put some flight on my hands, or at least just am conscious of them, then it helps my whole body unlock. What we want is unlock. Good. You, if you're feeling pulled, to try some core balancing. That is, core hooping while balancing. I think it strengthens us in ways that our 80-year-old selves will really appreciate. Open. Haven't done this before, one really helpful way to polish out your hooping is to put your awareness, to let your awareness live in your non-dominant side for a while, to let it be the light that shines in the non-dominant side. However you move, it doesn't matter. But particularly in core hooping, when I really pay attention to what my non-dominant side is doing, it helps me kind of wake it up and contribute a little more. All right. Well, I am having a great personal hoop session right now, and I'm sorry to go on and on about that, but the last couple of days have been a little rough, and this is feeling good. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about shoulders. Sweet, Heather. Sweet. Thanks, guys, for chiming in. One of the helpful things about you guys chiming in is it shows me which streams are still live. Okay, now, of course, if we were in regular class and I said shoulder hooping is the suggestion, you wouldn't have to do that. But for me, it is. And there's some things we can talk about on this class Monday night that I can't talk about on Thursday. Because the Thursday class is for people that are just getting going. And the Monday class is for people that want to work on their style. They don't want to work so much on their vocabulary, but their style. And to get to that point, you have to have really good technique, usually. But one shoulder technique I want to open up or suggest for you while you're flowing is to open out the chest. I talk about this a lot, but to pull the shoulders back, if that helps. Everybody's different. And then bring your awareness or your focus, actually bring your focus to the path of contact as it goes around, and your awareness to the sensation of it going around. So focus on the path with awareness on the feeling. This is super geeky, but one of the passages, one of the ways that the hoop comes onto the day side is really important. If I'm spinning to my left, as I am now, then my AM side is my right side. If I'm spinning to the left, my AM side is my right side. The path of contact is the sun that determines AM and PM. And once you are able to keep the hoop up on your shoulders, one good way to start to make it look less jerky is to focus on your 6 a.m. to 12 spot, to focus on this first quadrant of push as the hoop rolls across it. The dizzy things do get better. So when I'm up here on the shoulders, I want to begin to smooth things out. I want to be able to move my shoulders in all kinds of different ways, and so it can help to focus on just this portion here and really feel that. In my workshops, I used to teach to elbow behind you, right? Elbow, boom, boom, you know, like a creep on the subway. And then to elbow. Good, 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 that's it. Because what that does is it pulls the hoop to you, it whips it to you. If I'm going to the left, it's my right arm pushing back. Good. Good. I don't know if you've ever gone to a bar and you're dancing, but the person you came to the bar with is not, or the club, or whatever, right? And you try to dance together, and it's just awkward, okay? Imagine that scene is like shoulder hooping in your arms, right? Like a lot of times what happens is there's one arm that just totally wants to dance and get down, right? And then there's this other arm that's like waiting on beer number 4 to kick in, or the pill, or whatever, right? So when I come up, no matter what I'm doing, wherever my focus is, I want both of my arms to be dancing at the party. Reverse, if you want. All right. Thanks, Crystal. You will one day. You will one day. You'll be able to spin that one. I tell you, one of the things that really helps, guys, is both of the arms moving. Both of the arms. Okay. All right. So, in part because I'm seeing some progress made with my housemate here. And just because I wanted to do this anyway, now we're going to move into angle hooping, and I'm going to share some, maybe some. We're going to talk a little bit about angle hooping. Now, I'm assuming that if you've taken Hoop Path before and you know how to do all these angles, that you'll just jump in and start doing it. It's good to learn angle hooping with pretty energetic music. Makes it easier. And you can angle hoop any way you want to, but I'm just going to show some basics here. Now remember, back and forth or wrapping around, right? When I'm on the waist, I can wrap the hoop around me or put some kind of back and forth on it. Same thing for angles, all right? So if I'm going to go into earth angle right now, I'm going to lift my heels up. Nice. I was waiting for the drop. Right? I can lift my heels up, and just by almost automatically, the hoop is going to start to fall. Now, what I don't want to do is keep it. Your stomach is so used to keeping it up that it's pushing it out. So you have to tell your stomach, like, no, we're good. We want to push it down. And sometimes it helps to lean over the hoop, push back into night, lean over the hoop. There you go, there you go, there you go. And then behind me in night, I want to push up, push up. Heart rate up. Again, if you're an advanced hooper, I just want you to angle hoop, get your heart rate going for me. If you're a beginner, you're learning angles, you can hang out with me here. The main thing that I tell people is to bounce, right? That's where it comes from. Now, there's something that sometimes people will do. My roommate is not doing this right now, but sometimes people will push back. I don't know if you can see in the light. They push back, right, into the extension of their legs, and they try to sort of push the hoop that way. It looks like this. Don't do this. It's horrible for you. It's awkward looking. Instead, lift your heels off the ground in the beginning if you need that, and use that little like spring that's already built into the fronts of your legs. Bend your knees and get bounce that way, okay? So I'm not yanking anything down. If anything, I'm pushing the hoop down with my weight and then springing it back up. And if you can, you might as well reverse. Good. Good. And then just for fun, if you're with me, I want you to do your own thing, but if you're with me, let's try some sky angle. I'm gonna lean back, big belly laugh, push the water up towards the sky. Boom, 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 lean back, lean back. There you go. There you go. I'll give you a little pro tip that when you are working, when you are working on sky angle, it's, oh shucks, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh damn. Shit. Oh, yeah, got it. So that space that we were talking about from 6 a.m. to 12, whichever way the hoop is coming, that shows up really importantly in sky angle. So at the shoulders, at the waist, it doesn't matter. So when I'm gonna do it at the waist, when I lean back into sky angle, now I'm going to the left here, but this side of me here, this first quadrant, from where the hoop rolls onto my day to my middle, becomes really important for me to help set the plane so my plane doesn't walk on me. Good. Hardly anybody sky angles at the waist. Most people do all their angles up at the shoulders. If I want to sky angle in shoulders, and then remember that 6 a.m. to noon quadrant, the first half of your front that the hoop hits becomes really important. How's everybody doing? Wow. Okay, we've had I think we should go for this one, and then we're going to do 2 more exercises, and then we'll have time to free hoop here. But hopefully these next 2 things will help you. The first one that I want to talk about, is legs. So we're going to do 3 minutes of leg practice right now. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about legs. So again, if you already know how to leg hoop, then I want you just to spend the next 3 minutes leg hooping. If you're new to legs, the key to legs is to just feel that flow voice, that small flow voice. And if this is all you can do, then this is what you should do. Because while you're doing this, as long as you're not pushing into your extension, you're toughening up your legs, you're teaching your legs to feel rhythm. And right now, probably your dominant leg is doing most of the push, but after some minutes of flight time doing this, things will sort of open up for you. If you're not sure how to, good. Save you an agonizing realization that if you start to move your hands now while you're learning to leg hoop, it makes it easier, but it also just looks cooler. For me, I taught myself how to leg hoop pretty much in T-Rex, and then slowly had to teach my legs how to move with my arms out here. Always pushing a little bit up on the bottom inside edge of the hoop. Pushing a little up, lots of energy. Now, one thing to keep in mind is if you're like me at all, you have a lot more mass up here than down at your legs, right? So just physics, you're gonna have to move this more, right? Right? So when you're down on the legs, one of the things that really helps is to remember, no matter how you're doing it, that there needs to be pump, there needs to be action on those legs. You can reverse if you want. Heart rate up. We're almost there. If you want to learn something that you hate learning how to do it, put a timer on. Put a song that you know is 3 minutes or something like that, and do it for 3 minutes. Okay, so yeah, you know, if your hoop is wanting to walk when you're on an angle, what happens for a lot of people, just to let you catch your breath, is you don't realize it, but as teachers we see it, sometimes your shoulders do not go flat, right? Like you think, and a lot of times, maybe because of injuries or just you favor one, it'll be kind of up, and that can throw your angle hooping off. Same thing at the waist, but I'm gonna demonstrate it at the shoulders, okay? Everybody just drink water, take a break for a second. So I'm gonna put this in an angle so you can kind of really see what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm sort of looking at it right now, and this hand is a little high. That shoulder is a little high, so I'm gonna dip it back down. But if I just wanted to show you completely, like, you see how one shoulder is way up right now, and then the other shoulder is way up? What happens when you're learning sky is sometimes you have to find what is your sweet spot, because maybe you're leaning kind of in and it's working, or maybe it's not working. Most of the time, people need to dip their AM shoulder down into the current to keep it up there. Okay. Great workout. Okay, we're going to do one more exercise, and then we'll have some free hoop stuff. Now, this is kind of something that came up in my jam. I am going to do a jam this Saturday, by the way, if you're interested. Okay, here we go. Yep. All right, so this is a badass skill to have. It's a fun skill to have, and we're going to work on it right now. And this is called hoop chi.
Careful matching and balancing of the components made possible the thrilling reproduction.
Sweet, I'm glad you find some therapy in this.
tones.
Okay, so you can take this song off, or you can do it with me. This is hard, okay? But what we're going to work on right now is to chi the hoop up, right? And that's when you raise and lower the hoop without using your hands, okay? So I'm going to do it. I suggest you turn to do it, but I'm going to do it standing still. So I'm going to take my hands here, and this is what we're going to do, work on. All right, that's hoop chi, and I could go all the way. Since we just did legs, I could go down to legs if I wanted to. Yeah, I'm going to try to chi the hoop all the way back up. Now, there's no real secret to this, but there are some things that I've learned. One thing to do is to focus on the path of contact as it rolls around you, and you want to imagine and visualize that path of contact spiraling up you, spiraling to the lower ribs, spiraling above them, turning if you have to. If you need to protect anything at the chest, turn with it, okay? So come up. Facebook might take me down for this song. I hope not. Now, the other thing that helps me, and this might seem a little crazy, but is to use the arms. I know I said not to use the arms, but don't touch the hoop, but use the arms in some way. And there's a motion that I do sometimes that really helps me, and I've shared it with other students. It seems to help. But you see how my hands are in parallel here, and they're kind of flying over? I sort of imagine that as one hand comes over, the hoop lifts, and then the other one comes over, it lifts, okay? I don't know why, but it kind of helps me. So I'm here, right? And I'm just going to... I hope you can see what's happening here. I'm coming up and down. This is called hoop chi. And you can chi a hoop into an angle. This is all the slang use of the word chi here. That I can kind of chi the hoop into an angle without really bouncing. But just imagine that I am pushing down. Oh. Okay. Okay, I want to talk about this just for 1 second here, and then we'll move into a free hoop. The chi-ing the hoop is really cool, and this is if I want to chi the hoop into an angle without so much the bounce. And what I like to do is push my hands close to the current, as I'm doing right now, almost so close that they can feel. And then I want to imagine that there's a sort of like a north and south pole kind of, repelling effect from each one. I'm going to push my hands down and visualize the hoop pitching down, and I'm visualizing right now. And I want to visualize the entire loop around me. Now, of course, I'm not saying you're limited to not moving your core with it. You are. But I want to show you, this is what chi-ing an angle looks like, okay? I'm going from sky to earth. So there's chi-ing the hoop up and down, and then there's chi-ing the angle. We'll just free hoop from here, guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope some of you got some help out of this. Major breakthrough. Share. You know, the chi thing takes a long time, guys. Oops. How can I? All right. The chi thing takes a long time to get, so don't sweat it. But it's good to just sort of start to build the process. And the reason that I offer it to you is that I think a lot of these things, if you don't, rush them too hard, they can really strengthen the spine and be good for you. I used to really, I wouldn't say I had a bad back, but I definitely had a tight back all the time, and hooping really opened that up for me. Okay, so since we're running kind of late and we've had a pretty kick-ass class, I'm going to go ahead and do a slower. Slow it down a lot for our free hoop tonight. Oh, actually, let's not slow it up. Yeah. You guys are very welcome. Thank you for signing in. Thank you for sharing. As always, I really appreciate all the donations, guys. They really mean a lot. People have been very generous. As long as y'all feel good about it and I feel good about it, I just want to keep going and just staying connected with you guys. Some people have asked me about Zoom, but I've just heard that the music is really bad on Zoom, so I've been reluctant to try it. Anyway, I'll let you enjoy the music without my talking. Sweet. Sweet. Yep. Cheese. Poop cheese. Well, sweet. Thank you for waking up with us. That's so crazy. It's a small world after all. A slow R&B. This playlist will not be on SoundCloud. It will not be on SoundCloud. I'll have class Thursday, and I will also be doing a jam on Saturday.
I'm in love with this shit, I got a passion. I've been up late insomniacing. All these late nights, I'm an addict. I'm becoming something like a savage. I done found myself when I was lacking. Thinking about the finish to be having. Just gotta let it go and push the gas. No regrets from the passion. My ex was a bad bitch. I don't really think I got a reason. Bitches always turn another season. I just took another one to feed it. I just took another one to feed it, yeah. I've been riding around on my mission, yeah. Do it on my own in the feelings, yeah. Die so cold, my brain is freezing, yeah. Usually you'll find me in my song, but your girl, she just hit me on my phone. I just told her no, I can't involve. Cause if I'm in my feelings, I get lost. I just came through feeling some type of way. I just put two things inside of my drink. I just pulled up a thought in my brain. I'm just doing me and that's all I need. I just came through feeling some type of way. I just put two things inside of my drink. I just pulled up a thought in my brain. I'm just doing me. I'm just doing me. I just wasted thoughts and patience. All your shaded colors faded. Polar, swerve, fluid, water, hydroplaning, savage, monster. I don't really think I got a reason. Bitches always turn another season. I just took another one to feed it. I just took another one to feed it, yeah. I've been riding around on my mission, yeah. Do it on my own in the feelings, yeah. Thoughts so cold, my brain is freezing, yeah. Yeah. Usually you'll find me in my song, but your girl, she just
Thank you,
hit
everybody,
me
for
on my
joining me.
phone.
Hopefully we're still live.
I just told her no, I can't involve. Cause if I'm in my feelings, I get lost. I just came through feeling some type of way. I just put two things inside of my drink. I just pulled up a thought in my brain. I'm just doing me and that's all I need. I just came through feeling some type of way. I just put two things inside of my drink. I just pulled up a thought in my brain. I'm just doing me. I'm just doing me. That's all I need. That's all I need. That's all I need.
Okay, guys, we're way over. This is the last song. Thank you guys so much for everything. Super appreciative of everybody.